So,
And did someone call about it, or did you just happen to be down there and... Okay, just wanted to know if I just didn't remember being on our radar. That's all. Okay. Okay, it's a newbie. Hi, Mr. Mayor, how are you today? Mr. Kelly, are you still COVID-free?
I hope so.
Here's the deal. I had it. I lived to tell about it, and now I'm not afraid of it. So, and I can't get it.
There you go. See?
I mean, I could have died, but that's a small price to pay for fear. For fear, yeah.
But you did.
Yep.
You've seen the devil face you down.
That's right. I mean, Jim Fraser is home now, guys. Did you know that?
Yeah.
And that is really bad.
Oh, wait. Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 20th, 2021. I'm Mayor Chris Martin, calling to order the Logansport Board of Public Works and Safety. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Here.
Chris Martin,
Here.
Lisa Terry,
Here.
And we'll start with the approval of minutes for the January 13th, 2020 meeting. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Lisa Terry,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Jacob Thomasville.
Yes. Our approval of claims for $737,406.75. This includes claims of $516,694.50 and payroll of $220,712.25. I'll make a motion to approve the claims as presented.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Thomasville,
Yes.
Lisa Terry,
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes. Okay, old business, seeing none. Let's see. I want to see, is there anybody in the audience who would like to come forward? So state your name and address and mic. No public comment. On to new business status update, Bubba's Transport. Just want to come on up. Yep, come on up to the mic. State your name and address for us.
Good morning.
Betty Tucker. And our new address is, we moved to 3327 East Market. And it is zone business. I brought the lease with us, so if you guys need a copy. And, we have changed insurance companies. I faxed the paperwork to the, Treasurer, yes. I don't know if they received it or not, but I did fax that to them yesterday. As of everything, drivers are still the same, but we have lost one, which was Linda, but all the other drivers are the same. We did acquire one new van. I still need to get it inspected. It's a 2009 Volkswagen Rotan. And all the insurance is still the same. All the vehicles have full coverage, which should state in the insurance policy that I faxed to the court treasurer. And I do have the policy number here, just in case you need it. So, but I do need, I forgot when I did get the new policy that I still have to list you guys as an interested party. I tried to do that yesterday, but I was on board for 30 minutes and I got frustrated and I said, heck with it for right now. So, I still got to do that, but you should have a policy, like I said. And I believe that's about everything, so.
Okay.
if you have any other questions, I mean, I just wanted to.
Is the vehicle being driven that's not yet been inspected, being used?
We do use it if we have to, because we have a couple of the vehicles go down, because one night he had hit a deer with one of the white vans, and then another one of the white vans, the transmission went out on. So we use it when we have to, for right now. And then I had called about getting it inspected. Somebody at the police station said something about doing a VIN check before it could be inspected. We didn't have to do that with the other ones.
Well, the chief is here. I guess we could ask that question.
Yeah. Chief.
Hi. Sorry.
She said that the officer required a VIN check, right?
Yeah, we called about getting a vehicle inspected. And they said that they'd have to do a VIN check first. We bought it off of a local dealer here in town, JD Auto Sales. Do we still have to do a VIN check, or can we just have one of your officers do the inspection? Okay, the VIN check. Okay, when can we possibly set that up? Do you know?
Come to the office and set it up with the records.
With the records division? Okay. Okay.
Just like you did on the other inspection.
Well, Officer Mara come over and did the inspections at the office when we was across the street. So, because he just came over there and we ran over the inspections then. So,
First of all, you need a VIN check there.
we called to set up the
Inspection.
inspection, and then whoever answered the phone, I guess it was dispatch, told us that we needed a VIN check.
Chief, they have a new vehicle. That's why.
I understand, yeah, I don't know who they spoke to, they could have called dispatch or the secretary, that sometimes the lines get, the numbers get mixed up, so I don't know who they spoke to, or which one got information. But when we're here, just go downstairs to the records division, and tell the secretary that you need to do vehicle inspections and also.
Okay, okay. Yeah, we'll get that done right away then. So we'll try to get that done today and get the paperwork turned in, keep the treasure and everything. I mean, we try not to run it as much as possible because it was initially bought for my personal vehicle. But like I said, when a couple of the vehicles went down, he mainly drove it sometimes and I would drive it sometimes, but that was just to make sure that we could get the customers taken care of. But we have two of them fixed. So, I mean, we just hit some bumps in the road, and you know how that goes.
Of course. Yeah. Well, thank you for the update. You like the new location?
Yes, we don't have to fight for parking.
There you go.
And we have the parking lot. We're right in front of America. You know where American Tool Time is? And where Brownstone is? We're in the same building as
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Great.
so it's Beltone, a tax place, and then us. I mean, we lost a little bit of space, but we gained better parking,
Good.
and nobody's complaining.
That's good.
Yeah, so we don't have to listen to our neighbors.
There you go.
Right. Well, yeah, as long as you get that insurance with the city of Logansport listed as additional insured, you should be good to go.
Okay, and then get that inspection, and I'll get it turned in. I'll try to get it today. And I think that's about it.
Okay.
That's great. Yep. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck in your
Thank
new
you.
location.
Do you want us to set up like maybe another 3 months to come back and?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Okay.
That way we can just make sure that everything's still running
Yeah.
smoothly. And,
So, yeah, hopefully by then I'll have the taxes done.
okay.
All righty. Have a good day. Thank
If
you.
I'm not bald by then. You know how that goes.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
And by the way, Mr. Harvey, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, contracts and agreements, course and fire and safety proposal and service agreement, Deputy?
Yeah, so this is to do with that Eastgate property. Chief Barrett, you mind talking just a little about this one? what the issues were over there that we gotta get fixed now.
So I was notified by Corson's, they went up and did their annual inspection of the Adult Learning Center at Eastgate. When they did that, they found that the water flow alarm and some other equipment was malfunctioning. So they sent me a quote, for the repairs. So I did pass that quote on to Jake, for the repair, which he's got it there. So this amount here, $12.15, is for the repair of the equipment, I believe. Is that right? Yeah. So that needs to be addressed. I mean, the system is not operational the way it is.
Do we know how old that equipment is? Just curious.
I don't know. I mean, it's aged, but
okay.
I don't. And then there's another amount with it, which is $680, I believe, and that is for the monitoring. Basically the annual contract for monitoring it, and there is some, there's a monthly monitoring fee, or the service charge.
$50 monthly charge.
Right, and then there's also some equipment they need to install. Basically, it's the dialer that if the alarm goes off, it dials. But this needs to be done.
So basically, it's being updated into this century, and then.
It's being repaired.
Okay.
Yeah,
there's repairs and updates all included.
Okay.
How much is in the fund? How much did the council appropriate for the fixes of the
Eastgate property fund?
Yeah.
Don't know how much is in there at the moment, because I know there's some stuff with the roof over there too that is an issue.
Yeah, Chief Guy, can you come up? We kind of informed yesterday of some situation with the East End, and
I heard about this, but I wasn't involved in it. So I'm just now catching, I guess, the information about what's going on. Obviously, we acquire part of that property. We have the garage area, we have a training room that's inside the actual school portion. We have our physical fitness room that's up there as well. So I guess I just received an email yesterday afternoon regarding the inspection. My email that I have doesn't have the prices on it, so I guess I'm not, no one involved me in it. As far as the inspection goes, I don't know if that was done through whoever else owns the other half of the property or whatever the case may be. I was just told that it failed the inspection, and I wasn't sure what that inspection included up until today. So as far as the money goes, or what needs to be done there, I don't know who, is it our side, is it the school side, what's going on. I believe we pay 30% of the utilities up there. I believe that's what it is. But as far as this inspection goes, did our side fail? I don't know. Those are the things that whoever came up to the inspection, I don't believe included the police side of the building.
do you know, Chief?
I just received an email from him stating that on the inspection, and this is what it takes to get it back up to operational. I knew nothing of it.
And I know the only reason I knew they were doing the inspection is because one of our officers went up there and let the person in to our areas, because obviously our areas are locked off from the school. So
I just have a couple questions, just help me to educate me. So how long has the police department had that property to, for usage? I guess I'm asking. Is this a 2, 3, 4 year?
No, it was under when Mike Clark was the chief. So 1, 5, probably 7 or 8 years. So
Okay.
I can't remember
Okay.
at what point during his administration we took over. So I'm
Right.
just going to go on the email.
So you would assume, though, that yearly or annually there's some kind of inspection from Corson, right? I'm just, you would, okay, well, I'm just
And I
saying.
know that they spoke with Jim Cook, which is the maintenance for the school.
For the schools.
And he contacted me after, they'd been up there, because he had spoke with them. I don't know if there's an agreement between the schools and the city on this shared property. I
hope
received
so.
an email on, it was news to me.
Okay. All right, well, yeah, I mean, there was enough appropriated for the maintenance, I guess, of that building, so it's really.
I guess my question is, are we responsible for the full?
Well, that's my
maintenance cost of
question.
it? Is the school responsible? If we're paying 30, you know, I have to, we're right, and I could run downstairs and ask my secretary, but I believe it's 30% of the utilities is what we pay. So are we responsible for 30% of the inspection, or are we responsible for the full inspection? I think it's probably something we need to get with, Michelle Starkey.
And yeah, if it's not articulated, they just need to make an amendment to the contract or whatever.
Yeah, that's something we can.
Because I know when we have issues up there in our areas, we pay for that out of our line items. So I don't pay for anything that happens, say, in a school classroom. That's not our responsibility. I take care of our specific little sections. I know Jacob said something about the roof. There's an area in our section where the roof is an issue, and we would pay for that portion of that section of what's our problem. If there's a plumbing issue, you know, whatever. So.
Okay. Well, I would say we just pay this, and then I'll get the answer on moving forward. You know, if we're only paying 30% of utilities and we're only utilizing, you know, less than what they are in the building, then I don't understand why we're paying the full amount. So we'll talk with Michelle and see if we can get you an answer on that.
So this full amount was billed to the city, is what I'm assuming?
Looks like it.
Well, it's really not billed, yeah, I don't believe, because this is the contract from the service. They've not signed it for,
Yeah.
I don't know, in years past, if they split it, it was on news to me.
This is the first I've heard of it, but again, I did hear about this last year.
Right, and I would just say that if indeed this is going to be an annual, which I would hope it would be, wouldn't you want them to come up and make sure it's working every year?
Yeah.
That goes on somebody's calendar so that we can anticipate it, and it should be a line item in your budget so that you can anticipate it. Whatever it's going to be, whatever percentage.
Yeah, well, we should have the inspection every year, just hope it doesn't fail every year, because that's.
Well, and again, it's not running in one area. I'm assuming that it's running through the whole building, correct?
I would assume.
Right, just not one specific, like our garage, it's not just in our garage, I'm assuming it's going through the whole building, because we were asked to go up and unlock the door so they could conduct an inspection. And that's all I knew about what was going on until yesterday afternoon, actually. So as far as this quote or whatever this goes, that it failed, so.
Is that the part of the building that would be north of Coons Bakery?
So yes. So the school owns a part of that, Kelly. Their entrance space is to the east, so you walk in, their door. Our entry point is on the back side where the Braves restaurant is. That's our entry point there. We have the garage area, which when you walk in, it's a large garage area, to work on vehicles or vehicle maintenance or wash our vehicles or whatever. And then there's a hallway that goes down. We have,
That's okay. I could just
Couple rooms.
the one time,
Yes.
the state gave it to us when, Ivy Tech moved out.
Sure.
And so it became a building that we owned, and we maintained it as the only condition of ownership.
I don't know.
I didn't know about the leasing, or you said the ownership by the school system or some of it now?
I don't know, does the school own it, or they just use it? I think we.
No idea who actually owns it. I just know we pay 30% of the cost.
It used to be one of those funds that built up money that we could tap into.
Right.
And every year,
I mean, it was
we're generally responsible
rented.
for the roof stuff. I mean, I know that Reed has for a while done the roof as a, partner with the city. So I think.
Dave, do you know who is in contract with that building? Is it the school? Is it the city? Is it?
I know they contract just for the occupancy, but, I don't know the absolute answer, but I would assume since we're technically the owners, maintenance and maybe.
So the city does own it.
Fire systems would be part of our responsibility,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing that's more of a Kelly question.
Well, I knew we had occupied that from our standpoint for, like I said, 7 or 8 years, but I didn't know if that was, like Kelly said, if the city owned that, then we rent it out to different, the school.
I mean, Elevate shows city roads, but,
Right. Okay.
yeah.
So what are next steps?
Well,
I think we get this fixed so that
we have to get this.
we don't have our officers in a place that,
You know,
failed the fire inspection.
yeah, that's the last thing we need. So, I'll make a motion to approve the course and fire and safety proposal and service agreement.
I'll second
Any further discussion? Thank you, chiefs.
it. Thanks, guys.
Call the question?
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Jacob Collinsville?
Yes.
Lisa Terry?
Yes.
All right, Edge Engineering and Science, Councilman Morris.
Morning?
Good morning. I guess, hopefully you've had a chance to read this contract, Lisa. I know that Jacob and the mayor are familiar with this. We've had some discussion about it. What this actually is asking is the city has been working with a consultant. We're concerned about the air quality and stuff if WSP starts up full force. So, having said that, the consultant was able to negotiate with WSP, and they've agreed to put in an air monitoring system for the city to monitor certain elements, which we're still not, we haven't ironed out exactly which ones, but we're working on that as a group. And what this will do is it's a study of airflow, which would show us the optimal location to put in an air monitoring system to just protect the residents of the city, to know what's in the air from month to month.
Sure.
They do monthly testing, and they send us quarterly results. So that's what this contract does. This individual, he was referred to us by our consultant. Maximum cost of this contract is $5,200. So that's the basic gist. Do you have any questions or?
So what we'll do, and you've got this, do you have this on the docket for tomorrow night?
Yes.
To council? Yeah.
Yes.
So really what they need us to get this passed through so we can get moving on it, right?
Yes.
And then Councilman Morris is gonna ask council to compensate for the cost.
I'm just trying to understand, what kind of leverage does our knowledge of quality air after WSP is already, I mean, what does this help us do as a city, as citizens, to protect our citizens?
Well, what we've attempted to do, and we haven't, IDEM is still reviewing their permit, and with our consultant, the city sent a letter of request to IDEM asking that all of what we want to do is put into the actual permit process so that there's some teeth in it. If we find out that there's an issue with some element down the road,
Okay, sure.
but we won't know that, but we need to move forward because the hope is to get this set up. If they get their permits and get started,
Right.
we want to have some base levels.
I follow now. Obviously, I think that's a big concern, and I think that's a very good proactive approach for the city to help us have knowledge of the air quality after it's all said and done.
I just needed approval today of the contract itself, and we're going to work out the funding. Chris has agreed that he'd pay it up front if we had to, but I don't see that as a need with
Okay.
on our
No, I
schedule
totally
tomorrow.
understand
Yeah,
that. I got it.
tomorrow.
Okay. I'm good.
You have anything else for us?
I don't think so.
I'll make a motion to approve the Edge Engineering and Science contract.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All right.
Thanks,
Call the
Dave.
question?
Yes.
Thank you.
Lisa Terry?
Yes.
James Martin?
Yes.
Jacob Collinsville?
Yes.
All right. Police Department Officer Recognition, Sergeant Detective John Rogers. Chief Yank.
Detective Rogers isn't here today, but I just want to recognize him for his 10 years of service. Again, I try to do our recognitions within our department amongst our in our meetings and stuff like that. So he had his 10 years on this month, so congratulations to him. And then our monthly reports for December. Total mileage was 21,019, calls for service 709, 117 traffic stops, 47 arrests, 17 citations, 115 traffic warnings. Our criminal investigation division had 20 cases that they investigated. They closed 15, and they still have pending 5 investigations. Cass County Drug Task Force investigated 3. They had 2 methamphetamine investigations, 1 heroin, and 0 on the rest is marijuana and other investigations involving criminal activity, and they had no arrests for the month of December. Traffic division, they had 12 parking complaints, 6 VIN inspections, 8 escorts and no vehicles. Animal control had 45 calls within the city, 0 state statutes issued, and 0 city ordinances issued. Our yearly 2020 report, which was obviously a different year, there was a several month period in there where things were a little different. So there is one mistake on here, and I'll address that when we get to it. But the total mileage for our fleet was 320,928. On here it has a calls for service of 12,254. That's actually going to be 13,783. Sometimes when we put in the dates and times, it can generate differently depending on who's doing it. So that's what Assistant Chief and I were talking about, because that number didn't appear to me to be correct. So he ran downstairs and changed it, so it's going to be 13,783. 4271 on traffic stops, 1,077 arrests, 690 citations, 3,992 warnings. Our Cass County Drug Task Force investigated 226 cases. They made 144 arrests. Out of those, they had 128 methamphetamine investigations, 25 heroin investigations, 1 cocaine, 29 marijuana, and they assisted in other criminal activity investigations of 43. Traffic Division had 137 parking complaints, 59 VIN inspections, and towed 16 vehicles. Animal Control had 405 total calls within city limits. We had 25 unfounded calls. Total animals taken out to the shelter, 45 of them were dogs, 79 were cats, and they had 7 others. They had 18 total bite cases in the city. Issued 14 city ordinances, and 7 state statutes were issued for the year.
I'll make a motion to approve the monthly report for December 2020 and the 2020 annual report for the police department.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question.
Jacob Logansport,
Yes.
Mayor Martin,
Yes.
Lisa Terry.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fire Department 2020 annual report, Chief Bear.
So I've submitted my 2020 annual report. For 2020, obviously our numbers were down due to COVID. We had 1,130 total calls. We only had 23 structured fires, so that's good. 680 medical calls. What else? Some accidents, vehicle accidents, 78 vehicle accidents. So we actually, being the year that it was, a lot of our training was put off. We did offer some training in-house with bringing in, we forced enough to bring in a couple of instructors in-house and do training. We did also successfully complete a first responder class for some of our members and a couple members that are trying to get on. We did, you're aware, we, with the promotion process, we created a lieutenant's position. We've had several retirements, and we've hired 3 new firefighters in 2020. Our union they continued with the fire prevention, went out to the schools, providing that service. They also continued their efforts in the breast cancer awareness shirts, selling them, raising right under $2,000 that they donated then to a breast cancer survivor. We did make the purchase for our new rescue truck, which should be delivered sometime probably around October-ish of this year. Our ladder testing that we do, annual ladder testing, got pushed back into 2021 due to restrictions put on by the ladder testing company. I did, at the beginning of the year, purchase additional radios, so each member of the fire department has a brand new portable radio. We did do some updating to our training room. We were in desperate need of storage, so we did that. We remodeled the training room, made it more practical. We did start purchasing some, for the rescue truck, some tools to go on it so we won't be hit with that large expense when we receive it. But for the most part, with the challenges of 2020 brought to us, my staff has done an excellent job with handling everything. We were fortunate enough to keep COVID out of the station until late in the year, which was surprising to me that we went as long as we did. Our fuel budget was, we did really well with. We contracted the fuel budget, and we were well under our maximum budget. I did sign a new contract for 2021, and I think I saved another 30 to 40 cents per gallon on fuel. So going into 2021, that's looking really good too. But really, that's it. I'm looking forward to a successful 2021.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve the fire department's 2020 annual report.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Mayor Martin?
Yes.
Lisa Terry?
Yes.
Jacob Collinsworth?
Yes. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Good job.
Street Department 2020 annual report, Tony Shanks.
Good morning.
It's pretty much the same thing every year. We got lucky this year for leaf season. It was pretty dry, and that makes it feel a lot quicker. We did make 4 laps around town this year, and then some of the hot spots we hit more than that even. We got to utilize the community crossings grant again, which is doubles your money. That's always a great thing. We did encumber a little bit of money for this year to some money we had left over in paving. I don't ever want to have money left over in paving when we can use it. So we get a couple of those done, and we're also already on the ball for a grant this year. 50/50 program was a huge success this year. First time in my 5 years that we've used all of it. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
We got 2 new leaf vacs, those help. We got a new traffic truck that we weren't really planning on getting yet, but then somebody ran a red light and totaled our truck, so we didn't have much of a choice. And again, with pandemic leave and working with partial crews and every other day, and we did what we had to do, and we kept up.
Yeah.
Good job. I'll make a motion to accept his report as presented.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call for question?
Lisa Terry?
Yes.
Jacob Collinsworth?
Yes.
Mayor Martin?
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Building Commissioner, emergency condemnation, 804 17th Street. Is there anyone here to represent 804 17th Street?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I doubt if anyone's here on that, Mr. Mayor. I sent him a certified letter on this. I didn't feel he would get it by the time he come in, so I did call him, and I asked him what he was going to do, and I needed a plan of action. So he told me on the phone that they were going to start the next day on this, which I believe it was the 12th. That's when I went over there. I was called by a young lady that lived there, and I found out that she was buying it on contract.
Oh my gosh.
So she called me to come in and take a look at it, see what it looked like. I went to the outside of it, and the house looks nice. I wouldn't figure anything was wrong with it. I went inside, it was a different world. The walls was cracking. I took pictures of those. This is the only outside that you could see that there was any problem, and that was on the south side of the building. So when I went inside, like I say, the walls was cracking. Not every room, except for one room, was damaged. The living room, you could almost put your hand underneath the wall and the floor. It settled that much. Wow. It was caving in. I went to the basement. I had a fun time getting down there because it was only one step.
Mm-hmm.
I got down there, and as you can see, I'm on the left side there at the bottom. You can see a crack, and I took a different picture of that from the bottom up. And there's a crack in the foundation as you go downstairs. It was cracked so bad that the electric box was leaning in, and it looked like it was going to fall away. So I also took some pictures of the foundation. It was an old rock type foundation that was crumbling away because of water seepage and whatever through the years. There's the electrical box, and it was leaning in from the bottom at least 2 feet. So I called the owner, and I asked him to give me a plan of action. He said the next day he was going to start, said, we are going to start on things tomorrow. I'm going to make it a priority within the next 2 months to get it finished, but weather will probably play into it somewhat. I tagged the front door that there was to be no one in there at all. Along with the condemnation sign. He said that he was going to, of course, repair the foundation, and he was going to cut a tree outside of the foundation. He felt that the roots was getting in. Repair the gutters to move water away from the south side of the house because of the water seepage coming in. He's going to jack up the house where it is low, which to me is going to be the whole house. They're going to tear out the crumbling foundation of the southeast side of the house and more to the foundation. He asked me to recommend someone that would do cement work or cement block work, and I will recommend anybody to anyone. I want them to find them out themselves. I give them
copy of our registered contractors, and they can look on there. There's like 4 pages of that thing, so they've got plenty to work with.
There you go.
So, I went over there every day since then. I was over there yesterday, and they have been working on it, so I'm gonna keep track of you. You better get her done, because, if not, I'm gonna recommend the place be tore down.
I mean, can it actually be corrected?
Yes, it
Okay.
could be. They have to put floor jacks, jack up the floors underneath, and then, he's gonna have to put cement blocking in. He's not going to be able to, mortar those rocks or whatever and make it.
Because that's obviously been going on for many years, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Does this gentleman, did he tell you how long he's actually owned the home?
No, he hasn't.
And then no one actually lives in it now, right?
Not now, because, like I say, the way I found out was this young lady.
Wanted to buy it on contract.
Concerned about it.
Okay.
I asked her, I said, well, why did you even attempt to sign a contract to buy it? Well, she said at the time it wasn't that bad. And she had lived there, I believe, 2 or 3 years.
As a rentor.
In that time, it has gotten worse.
Oh, she ought to see a lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say so. All
Like
right.
he's taking responsibility for it, but, under the contract, they got an out for the contract, or they want to get in some enforcement.
Correct. Yeah.
So Wayne, what would be your recommendation, 30 or 60 days?
I'd say 60 days, and I will, like I say, I'm gonna check it every day. I'm gonna be over there and make a spot inspection to find out. If I catch somebody in there, then I will go in and inspect more on the inside, so.
I'm looking at how 60 days from today, which would be whatever Wednesday is around that date, so give me a
Yes.
minute here. March 21st is 60 days, that's on a Sunday though. So that week of March 21st, so March 24th. So I'll make a motion to table this until March 24th.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Anything you want to add, Wayne? Wayne, I would encourage you to let him know that it's best for him to attend that meeting. Or send someone to represent him in that
I'll
meeting.
send him a notice far enough in advance that he'll be aware.
Perfect.
of what the-
Thank you. Great,
Thanks,
thank you.
Wayne.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anything else? Call for question.
David Coniston,
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
Lisa Terry.
Yes.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Johnny Q, weekly
Good
report.
morning.
How we doing, John?
Good, thank you.
Good. 7 violations issued, 3 cleaned up by the city. So 2 vehicles red tagged, 1 was cleared or moved by the owner. The request for property cleanups at this time?
No, they're coming.
Oh, I know. Yep. After a year, I know when they start rolling in. So, all right. Anything you want to add, Johnny?
No, just maybe Daryl, let's put back out there, move your recycling container to the alley, please. Yeah, so there's just some in the street, but we.
I think Daryl should go out and move them.
There you go.
None down Market Broadway, so.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Johnny.
I'll make a motion to approve the code enforcement weekly report.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Call the question.
Lisa Terry.
Yes.
Chris Martin,
Yes.
David Coniston.
Yes.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Anybody in the audience who would like to come forward, have anything they want to say, please come up to the mic.
Mayor, the GSI, the reference to the building we discussed earlier, GSI is stating that the city does own that.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Lisa.
Not a thing. Upward and onward, get out of the red, that's all.
There you go. Jacob?
Nope. Nope.
All right. State of the city and county address is coming up, obviously with COVID restrictions and everything that we're going through, continuing from 2020. It'll be mid-February, and so look for that to kind of come out, and obviously all the department heads to kind of get more engaged and involved in those moving forward. So look for that. I'm just so proud of this administration, this council. We don't always see eye to eye, and I don't expect that. I don't think anybody would expect that, but man, I'm telling you what, I'm preparing my speech for the state of the city and county, and I'm going through everything that we accomplished in 2020. And it was such a team effort, and it just amazes me at how much we were able to get done during a worldwide pandemic, with a young mayor and a young administration and a council. I mean, it amazes me. So thank you to the 2 council members that are in the audience today and the department heads. Lisa, Jacob, thank you.
You're welcome.
We had a very successful 2020, and I think we can do even more and better in 2021. So thank you all for everything you do. Miscellaneous business and any matters not already considered, including ADA Section 504 compliance or concerns. All right, seeing none, I will make a motion to adjourn at 10:15 a.m.
I'll second.
All right, call the question.
Jacob Blumenthal.
Yes.
Chris Martin.
Yes.
Lisa Terry.
Yes.
You're adjourned. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks.
Right.
Oh, Dan Kaya.